very much for giving me this opportunity to be present here in South Africa. Mostly, I have come to learn. I have come to learn on behalf of Tangaza University. Why? Because Tangaza University College is now the hub for service learning for African universities, and there are 4 universities. Loyola University in the Republic of Congo, Cameroon Central African University in Cameroon, University in Catholic University in Uganda, and Catholic University of Tanzania, and Tangaza University is the hub. As I said, I've come to learn because we are only 3 years old with service learning. And we are grappling. When I sit here and I listen to the community engagement, I say, wow, I have come to learn. And so let me share our experience. And our experience is actually a continual process. What we are doing, what I'm presenting is actually what is continual process in the service learning of Tangaza University. And I would like to say that whatever we have been doing at Tangaza University from the Institute of Social Transformation is community development, but not community engagement. What we have been doing in the Institute of Education is actually teaching practice, but not community engagement. And now what we are doing at the Institute of Spirituality and spiritual transformation is what I'm going to present here, because this is what we began with at the service planning hub. So I begin by when we started the service learning at the community in the slum area. We were taking the students from what they have learned in social justice, social teachings of the church. We were looking at the students of service learning as taking what they already learned in theory and taking it to the community for the community training. Let me go back. We are at the very beginning of the training. So we are training, we are learning, we are exposing service learning to the students of our university. We are exposing the meaning and the commitment of service learning to the lecturers of the university. We just had a conference Friday last week, and we are now in the process of what is service learning. And so as service learning, we are going in the community to try it out. And this is what I present here today. So again, I say it's the community engagement and active involvement with the collaboration of the community members to address issues, implement solutions, and create positive change within a particular group of or location or locality. The community service learning is where we engage the university community, subjects the students to learn and collaborate between the university and that of the community. The university and the community makes a memorandum of understanding. What we have done is to take our students to the community and engage them with the community to train them. So Tangaza University, through the Institute of Spirituality and Religious Formation, has involved Kiambiu community. This is a slum area community in part of Nairobi, eastern part of Nairobi, Buruburu, in the area of the Integrity for Just Nation, facilitated by service learning. The cause that empowered service learning was grown from the cause peace, justice, and how to uphold human rights in the area of social teachings of the church. This is the Kiambiu community. It is a slum area. It is located in the eastern part of Nairobi, and it is situated between the river and the other estates within this eastern part of the country. So, the community is exposed by service learning students of Tangaza University to bring Kiambiu community to train Kiambiu small Christian communities on the values of peace, justice, and human rights. In the concept of peace globally, they are taught what is peace globally, what is peace continentally, and what is peace as we are in the community. So the human rights, on the other hand, refers to the fundamental rights and freedom that every person is entitled to, regardless their nationality, ethnic, religion, and any other state. They are made to be aware and create awareness of those issues. So Tangaza service learning students train the Kiambiu community on the awareness of peace, justice, and human rights as viewed continentally within the African continent and within their own space. Tangaza then University service learning students create awareness to the Kiambiu community about peace, justice, and human rights. In Kiambiu Islam, peace means creating a safe and stable living environment where residents can go about their daily lives without fear of violence, crime, and exploitation. As we know, the challenges that exist within the slum areas. And although justice involves around fairness, equality, and adherence to the rule of law, members of the small Christian communities of Kiambiu community experience injustices. And it is for this reason that the service learning students of Tangaza University train them to be informed of their rights. This is Kiambiu community. They have challenges of living, housing, water, employment, etc. In fact, according to statistics, 56% of people living in Nairobi are stated to be living in the slum areas. We have quite a number of slum areas in Nairobi, alongside states that are living in good housing. So in Kiambiu slum, there are issues of poverty. Political elections, during political elections, we have lack of knowledge of resident rights, leadership of no goodwill, and lack of knowledge of their community relationships. Inadequate housing, limited access to clean water and sanitation, poverty and unemployment, lack of basic service, crime and insecurity, and marginalization. And due to these issues, Tangaza University, through the Institute of Spirituality and Religious Formation, bring their service learning to the learning students to train the members of Kiambiu community on issues of peace, justice, and human rights. This training was continued from February this year up to the April of this year, and the process of assessment, what did they learn, is now what we are dealing with in the Tangaza University service learning area. So, we are using pastoral cycle for this process as we go to the community. I was part of them. As we go to the community, we insert ourselves in the community. Then we engage the community with questions, social cultural questions. We reflect on those questions. Then we ask the community, what are the actions for this process? There is where we are at the moment. And the students engage the small Christian communities in Kiambiu in the process of pastoral cycle. Alongside the pastoral cycle, we also use a theoretical framework of experiential educational theory. Experiential educational theory has almost a similar process as the pastoral cycle. It asks the questions, it brings the community to own their concrete experience, the context within that conceptualization. Then they reflect on what they observe. The students reflect together with the community what they observe. Then they begin to do contextualization and the conceptualization of what is going on. Then they come to action, that is active experimentation. At the end of April, that's where we were. We are going to go back in phase 2 to continue the process. So the service learning combines community service with academic learning, objectives allowing students to apply classroom knowledge to address community needs. This approach fosters civil engagement, social responsibility, and a deep understanding of social issues. At Kiambiu, the service learning students apply experiential academic theory in the process of the members. Remember that they are doing pastoral cycle and they are also doing experiential educational theory. So the service learning students are taught about peace, justice, and human rights. And then they come to the Kiambiu community and expose this learning to the community. The service learning students then train the community on sovereignty. This year they were training the community on sovereignty of the people, right to clean and safe and adequate water, and challenges of high-cost living, because the community explained during the process of observation and social-cultural analysis that these were the areas that were challenging to them. In the order of the list, that was the 3 major areas that were challenging to them. So in the sovereignty of the people during the training, the service learning students made the Kiambiu community aware that their sovereignty exists within the framework of Kenyan governance structures. It also encompasses their rights, autonomy, and cultural integrity. About clean, safe, and potable or adequate water, they came to realize that really they don't have this. What they have is water that they buy, the running water, and they also explain that they have challenges with that. And then for the cost living, we are very aware that since COVID-19, challenges have been there in cost of living. And for us, the community identified that since 2017, they have had great challenges with the cost living, societal cost living. So they also experienced and expressed that they have limited access to formal employment opportunities, and economic opportunities in Kiambiu contributes to higher levels of crime and insecurity in the community. Residents also face risks such as theft, violence, and exploitation, further impacting their quality of life and adding to their financial burden. The new community lacks access to basic services such as electricity, paved roads, and waste management systems, which are essential for improving living conditions and reducing the cost of living of the residents. We carried out for the purpose because these learners are going to the community and drawing within the community. They are learning to take back and process. They used qualitative and quantitative method in this process. We had 17 small Christian communities. Some of the communities have 14 members, some have 20 members, some have 23 members. During February up to April, we were able to train 238 small Christian community members about their peace, justice, and human rights. So that just explains how many members were able to touch. And we did actually communicate with all the different members for about the sovereignty of the people. For the sovereignty of the people, we managed to get the community to tell us that the sovereignty of the people, that the two small Christian communities were able to tell us that they agreed with the response, that the students were asking the government officials account for their social action and demand transparency and integrity in their exercise. And they say they do not take responsibility in the governance. We also engaged the community about safe, clean, and adequate water, and the majority responded that really that is a big challenge area. About the high cost living, they expressed that actually they have challenge with regard to high cost living. What is our summary of this experience? And as I said, the experience is continued. The government officials are not accountable for their actions and demand for transparency and integrity in their exercise. This was during the result of our training. According to the tenants of Kiambiu slums, the water distribution in the area is not safe for their health. Leaders in Kiambiu slum, after being selected, they do not have time to listen and take responsibility of the life in Kiambiu. The sovereignty of the people in Kiambiu community exists within the framework of Kenyan government structure, which encompasses their rights, autonomy, and integrity. What are recommendations from our January, February to April? It was recommended that the government officials, church leaders, and representatives and the members of Kiambiu slum as a whole should strengthen and establish the mentorship programs for all the groups that are found in the small Christian community: PNC, youth, CNA, CWA, and families. The second recommendation was to set programs that support families to enhance their source of livelihood, and also to build a peaceful, inclusion, and just society through respecting, protecting, and promoting human rights, and to take part in public participation forums on budgeting and committed to fight corruption. Finally, we came out with a conclusion that there is need for clean water. We also observed that there is need for integrity of the people, and also we observed that there is need for people to have to know and to practice justice. Thank you.